where we sign up.
All right. Which one of you guys is Tim?
That guy.
All right, man. I'm Brayden. I'm taking you skydiving. All right, man. This is your altimeter. Every 5 to 7 seconds, I want you looking at it when we're in free fall, okay?
All right.
We're on the ground right now, so it's at 0. When we climb up in the plane, it's going to rotate all the way around to 14,000 feet, all right?
Well, 14,000, how?
That's right, man. 2.6 miles straight up that way.
There we were, 10 years old again. The walls we built up over the last 8 years were starting to crack. Taking huge risks, they usually don't pay off, but you know what? Sometimes they do.
Dude, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, that was incredible. So, who's next?
I believe that would be Margot. Come on.
No.
What's it say? Play guitar in front of 1 million people.
Play guitar?
Do you even play?
Kinda. But guys, 1 million people?
Come on, if I can jump out of a plane, you can play in front of
Did you hear me? 1 million people.
Well, maybe not 1 million.
What are you doing?
Making a phone call?
Why?
Because we're gonna put on a little concert. Hey man, what's up? Have you ever heard of an axolotl? Yeah, you heard me right, an axolotl. Aw, cute, isn't he? It's a salamander-like creature that never grows up. For some unknown reason, they look just like a salamander in the larval stage.
Dinner's ready. I'm not hungry. I had a big lunch. All right.
The axolotl is stuck in the awkward phase. It never goes through its metamorphosis into a full-fledged salamander.
I'm sorry. Can you move? Good job, Dev. I'm sure your dad will be proud.
But here's the fascinating part. If it's in the perfect conditions, iodine to stimulate the thyroid, something it lacks innately, it'll change. It'll transform.
You know, right out there today. I'm Tim.
I'm Patrick.
You see, it'll finally grow up, but it needs that right environment.
Traded all the anger that we had for one last chance at retribution.
Where is she?
Dude, I hope she didn't bail.
There's no way she's gonna go through with this. Margot! You're trying to bail, aren't you?
I forgot my lucky guitar pick. I don't want anyone in there to judge me.
Why would they do that?
Because I don't have perfect skin or a perfect body. I'm not pretty.
Yes, you are. When we were kids, I had the biggest crush on you. Look, the truth is, I like you a lot, Margot. And you deserve to be seen.
Don't come here no more.
All right, everybody, let's give it up one more time for the docile sounds of Mavid. All right, as you all know, oh, hey, hot mic, all right. Well, we're so glad here at College Coffee that you could come out and take in the open mic night with us. It's gonna be great. We've already had some great numbers, obviously, as you can tell. As you all know, my name is MC Truth Bomb. I drop bombs of truth in your mind space. Truth bomb, number 1. Frosted Flakes are actually chemically engineered to be great. So, you shouldn't be that impressed. Truth bomb. You know, I've heard the old adage that the early bird gets the worm. But I don't think that really applies to me. I'm a man. As you can clearly tell. Well, maybe not, but maybe, I don't know, whatever. Truth bomb. Our next act is gonna be the delicious guitar sounds of Margot. Margot? There she is. Come on up.
Hi, I'm Margot.
And wouldn't you know it, that night I uploaded the video on YouTube under Crazy Awesome Girl Shreds Guitar, and a week and a half later it was featured on Reddit and had 2.2 million views. Boom.
Hey guys, just follow me.
Whoa.
Isn't this place sick?
Not bad, not bad.
You can just see everything up here.
Okay, but seriously, how about Margot tonight? Dude, I was insane.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our presence a rock goddess. Give it up for Margot. Woo!
Hi, girl.
You were totally awesome tonight.
Seriously.
Come on, say it. Say I'm awesome.
I'm awesome.
Oh, come on. Say it. I'm awesome.
I'm awesome.
To the heavens.
You can do it louder
Scream
than
it.
that.
I'm awesome.
Come on, Margot.
I'm awesome!
Yeah! There we go.
All right, I brought the time capsule. Who's next?
That would be Devin.
Okay. Yeah. Says I want to be on TV.
Well, how are we going to do that?
It's not gonna work.
I'll figure that out.
Well, I'm gonna be on TV!
Your arms, I am strong again, and now I finally see the reason for it all. Yeah, I finally see the reason for it all.
Welcome to Wednesday of High School Beach Retreat. We hope that you've been having a blast and making some great memories. It's interesting, we just watched Margot, who almost missed out on one of the most incredible memories of her life. In fact, Tim had to go and chase her down, and when Tim caught her, we realized that she was so consumed with what other people thought about her that it had changed everything that she was doing. Margot had become somebody that she didn't want to be simply because of everybody else's thoughts about her. Have you ever been there? Have you ever done something based off of what other people think, what you think they think? I remember when I was in high school, there was plenty of times that I would do things, I would say things because I thought I was supposed to. Well, there's good news. We're not the only ones that have ever done that. This morning, I want to share with you about a guy named Moses. You've probably heard about Moses. He's the guy that delivered God's people out of Egypt. He's the guy that brought the 10 Commandments down from the mountain. But that's not what I want to talk about this morning. This morning, I want to talk about a time in Moses' life that he was impacted by those around him, and it changed exactly what he did. You see, Moses was leading God's people, and they'd been in the wilderness for 38 years. They were tired. They were hungry. They came to Moses, and they wanted food. They wanted water. And so Moses and his brother Aaron, they go before God. They ask God, what do we do? God says, here's what I want you to do, Moses. I want you to go to this rock, and I want you to speak out loud and declare to them that I, God, have provided water and food for them again. And so Moses gets in the situation with the crowd all around him. He gets right in front of the rock. But I want to read to you what Moses does. In Numbers 20, verse 10 says, And Moses and Aaron gathered the assembly before the rock, and he said to them, Listen now, you rebels. Shall we bring forth water for you out of this rock? Then Moses lifted up his hand and struck the rock twice with his rod, and water came forth abundantly, and the congregation and their beasts drank. But the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, Because you have not believed me to treat me as holy in the sight of the sons of Israel, therefore you shall not bring this assembly into the land which I have given them. It's here in Numbers 20:10 that we see that Moses got caught up in the moment. The crowd was all around him, and God had told him, I want you to speak, but Moses didn't speak. You see, Moses tapped the rock twice. It's also interesting that God allowed water to still come out of the rock. That wasn't what God told him to do. It reminds me that God allows things in our lives to happen that maybe He didn't intend to happen. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been in a situation where you've been so worried about what others think about you that you make the wrong choice? Well, here's the good news. You're not alone. In fact, all of you right now, you're surrounded by people that go to your campus. They live in your community. They go to your schools. If you're not plugged in, I challenge you, surround yourself with the right people. Get plugged in. If you are plugged in and you attend regularly, I challenge you, look around. Grab somebody that's not and get them plugged in. Invite them to be a part of what God is doing in your life and in your community. Will you plug in? When we get back to Houston, we've got Bible study on the weekends. We've got live on Wednesday nights. We've got a ton of ways that you can get connected. I challenge you, get connected.